What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode number 212 of Smack Talk, presented by SmarkOutMoment.com. I am your host, Tony Mango, and joining me on the mic for this episode is Mike Payton.
Oh, thanks for bringing me here, Tater Tot.
Hey, I'm Tony Panel, not Tater Tot. But we can say Tater Tot over and over and over tonight.
Can we change the name of your team to Tony's Tots?
I'm okay with that. Wait, can we make it Tony's Tots too?
Well, next year.
Oh, okay. We also have Kalen Ferris.
Hey, now, I don't know if you guys have heard this yet or not, but they say that TLC is the WWE's version of the Demolition Derby. Have you heard that?
You know what else I heard? An intro to our Star Wars podcast.
The Tony Mango Help Me Minobi.
Yeah. Go back and check that out if you haven't already, everybody. And Sean Walker as well is joining us, and he's fully awake for this episode.
What's up, wrestling fans? I am Sean C. Walker, a.k.a. Happy Pope. This isn't Premier Pals, this is Smark Out Moment!
Yeah, we're doing this episode very early. This is Tuesday afternoon. We usually do this Wednesday night, but we're getting it out of the way, so if anything changes, well, that's why we don't have it covered in this episode. But that's also why we got all this energy, or at least Sean does. And hopefully that'll translate to the episode. But on this episode, our main event is going to be TLC predictions for what they've announced so far. SmackDown hasn't happened yet, so again, maybe one or two more matches will happen, but we're going to try to break down everything that we can nonetheless. We got the hot tags coming up in part 2. The rest hold break is coming up in part 3. Still going to take care of that fantasy league at the end of the show. And part 1 is what it always is, the kickoff, the wrestling trivia question of the week, otherwise known as the Ask Him.
Ask him.
And if you don't know what the Ask Him is, quick little breakdown here for that is a 2-question segment. Both of them tie in together in some fashion. First question goes to the panel, second one goes to the audience. And before we get into this week's set of questions, we need to go back and talk about last week's. Both of them were about different title matches and different things that have happened with ladder matches from the whole TLC thing I've been doing lately. The first question, the one that was to the panel, was how many times has the title changed hands in a ladder match? And that was 26 times out of 102 different ladder matches. So not really that often, oddly enough. But the question to the audience was which championship has been defended in a ladder match the most out of all of them? Now, remember I said 102 ladder matches? 42 of those were Intercontinental title matches. 42 for one title.
Damn.
So all the, the world titles, the 2 different world titles, and, the U.S. title, the tag titles. I don't think we've had a single Divas ladder match, but 42 for Intercontinental. Kind of crazy.
There's a good reason for that. Main eventers are typically not going to want to put their bodies on the line for something like that.
Very true. And the first one that we did have was an Intercontinental title match. So
I would imagine the first, dozen at least had to have been either Intercontinental or tag team.
Probably, because I know the second one was HBK Razor, right?
Mm-hmm. And then Triple H and Rock, I believe, was the third one.
So
and
they kept
the fourth
that going.
one was probably the Triangle one, where they brought it into the tag teams.
Really?
But even then, I can't remember when the first World one was. The first World one when it was Taker and Hardy.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't have that stat on me. If anybody knows, leave that in the comments below. I'll double check that maybe and leave that later on too. But who guessed what on this one? Declan says, I'm taking a guess here and saying it's the IC title. Declan is correct. So is Mike McCormick. He says the first title defended in a ladder match, the Intercontinental title, because it's the classic one. Christopher Marin says, hey, you didn't finish my answer. Damn it, Wago, let him finish the damn question. I don't remember what happened last week. Finished it this time, though. He also says, I'm guessing the IC as well, so Christopher Marin is correct on that one. Watchman King says IC. He gets that correct. Peter Piccinini says Intercontinental. He gets that correct. But David Brown says, just to be different, the tag, incorrect, David Brown, but points for being different. So the questions for this week. First one to the panel here. This is going to be chairs matches related. Who participated in the first ever chairs match in WWE?
Big Show and Kane.
Nope. Neither of them are right.
RVD and Sabu.
Neither of them are right.
Rey
Edge.
Mysterio and Chavo Guerrero.
Nope.
Was one of them
Edge
John
existed.
Cena?
Nope.
Uh,
I didn't know this until I looked the information up, and I was like, I really don't remember this shit.
yeah, I
Swoggle and
was this around like 2009, I want to say?
It was 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't watching then.
Huh. Was it Legacy?
Nope. None of the people in Legacy.
Because they were pretty much everywhere in 2009.
Yeah.
So
That was like earlier 2009, I think.
Mm,
I think 09 was the one that Orton won the Rumble, right?
yes.
Yeah, so I think they split up by,
Oh, they had that WrestleMania match. Okay.
yeah.
Chris
So-
Jericho and someone.
Nope. Not Jericho.
Somebody say Triple H.
Nope, he's not in it either. Undertaker
Carlito?
and Batista.
Huh.
That was
Like-
my next guess.
I was like, what? I really don't remember that match happening. But then again, chairs matches are forgettable. So, question to the audience though: who is the only wrestler to have had 2 chairs matches in WWE? Funny enough, when I'm looking back on this, there's only been 5 chairs matches so far. So there's not many people to choose from, but one person and one person only has wrestled in 2 of them. And I'm actually going to give you a little bit extra to go with this. In those 2 matches that he had, they were back-to-back, and in both of them, he left with a title. So if you think you know the answer, or you want to take a guess, or you have anything else to say, you want to add somebody to the Fuck That Guy Club or something, send a comment below, leave that there on YouTube, or you can send a tweet at SmarkOutMoment with the hashtag AskHim, or you can leave a comment on the SmarkOutMoment article itself. Next week, I'll tell you the answer and anything else I need to tell you, and we're going to roll along here in part 2 with the hot tags of the week. So for iTunes and Stitcher people, just sit back and relax, and for YouTube people, just click on that next video. One click away, and we'll be right back.